Every single Dynasty League has that one team that is just always competitive and seems to always have rookie picks lying around and never has to rebuild. We envy them. And it's not because they draft better and it's not because they trade more often. It's simply because they're following a secret timing strategy that most dynasty managers don't even know about. Player and rookie pick values are predictive every single yearly calendar, and if you know when to buy and sell these assets at the right time, you can build an entire super team without ever even having to tank. Today, I'm going to teach you this secret timing strategy. And without further ado, I'm not going to waste your time. We're not even a minute into the video. I'm going to give you the goods, the meat and potatoes of this video. This is the Dynasty calendar that I'd say half you probably know about, but some of you don't even, especially if you're new to the Dynasty world. Let's break down each of these sections one by one, what you should do if you're contending, if you're rebuilding, some secret trade windows that I think are really advantageous, and then also I'll give one secret tip at the end of this video. First up, let's start in the best place. Rookie season, man. Where we're at today. It's March, heading into April pretty soon here. This is the time, as you can see on the calendar, when rookie picks are at an all-time high. From the combine to the actual draft, rookie picks can go as high as probably 1.5 other value. Pretty ridiculous. So let's talk about this scenario and how it can be advantageous of this market. For rebuilding teams, I want to caution. If you're deciding you want to rebuild right now, today in March, it is a bad time to do so, especially if you do not have the capital. This decision should have been made a long time ago, which I'll show you here in a second. So if you're rebuilding, I'd advise maybe just sticking it out for one more year and trying to win again. But if not, we'll get there in a second. I wouldn't cash in here in March when rookie picks cost so much. Now, if you're a competitive team in this March to April window, this is when players, productive players, 27, 28, 29, and 30-year-old players are great value buys across the market. Free agency will shake situations up, and some older veterans will emerge from the ashes and have big-time final years before their production goes off a cliff. And essentially, with all the rookie hype around, these players are free. If you're on the competitive bubble and you're thinking about going for a championship, I would pay the second for that older productive player. This is the best time to make that trade. So for rebuilding teams, bad time to decide you want to rebuild, but a big time to take advantage of these pick values, which I'll talk about here in a second. And then for the competitive teams, buy those productive players. You will be very thankful for it when it comes to October. Now, the pick window right here before we go to the summer season, this is when you can get the most value for your picks. Now, I'd like to illustrate why these picks are worth so much in April. It's hype season, baby. Twitter hype, all the videos, combine, everything. You're watching the draft with your buddies at the bar. Everybody's going crazy over these new, fresh, big-time rookie players. And let's say, for example, why it could be so valuable overnight. Let's say your buddy loves a certain player, we'll call him Player X, and Player X goes to his favorite team on draft night, and he has to have this player on his team, on his dynasty team in particular. He will trade more than you can imagine for said rookie pick for around the range he goes, and if you own that pick, if you own that lottery ticket to pick that player, you're going to get a lot of value. And that's why I'm a firm believer, unless you're getting a great deal early on in February, you hold these rookie picks till April when the draft happens. Landing spots change a lot of things mentally for a lot of dynasty managers. Sell in April, you get the most value because at the end of the day, guys, rookie picks are simply lottery picks. And the lottery picks every single time are more expensive before the numbers are drawn. It's the hype, it's a superstition, it's what could it be. So, if you have rookie picks and you want to flip them, wait till April, maximize on value. Next up, let's go into the summer season right here. This is from after post-draft to about, I call it August during camp season, somewhere in that range. Through this season, there's a lot of boring, a lot of camp smoke, a lot of free press tweeting everywhere saying this UDFA is going crazy. My best advice to you during the season is two different things. For tip number one, try to stay away from the hype as much as possible. Stay informed to make waiver wire submissions, but don't be trading away or trading for players because Bobby on Twitter said to trade for him. Just have things in perspective. These guys get paid to make hype happen. They're excited for the season. So are we. Hold your stock, hold your players. But for tip number 2, this is one of my secret trading windows, at least in my opinion. This is the time to buy players that have upside that didn't flash in year 1. Those second-year NFL players, third-year, and sometimes even fourth-year running backs and wide receivers, when the rookie buzz is gone and they just are another veteran at that point because they've been in the league for 1 year, I recommend you try buying those players. The appeal from the rookie is gone, and now they're just another player who didn't hit in year 1, so they have to be trash, right? No. Most players that aren't taken in the first and the second round need a year to adjust. They got to wait for the roster to shake out for their opportunity to arise. So take advantage of that. Sometimes selling one of the hottest rookies in the game, who's just a third-round pick in this year's draft, is worth the same as a second-round pick from last year's draft. So do what you can, figure it out. Take advantage of this secret trading window if possible in the summer. For our next section, now it's September and August, and that goes to the trading window. This is when player value is at an all-time high. If you're a rebuilding team or decide you want to rebuild, this is when you strike. This is when the iron is hot. If your team is competitive, if you're a contender and you're already in there, I don't recommend you buy. You're going to be in the championship probably no matter what, but if you're on the bubble, which is about, I'd say, 8 teams in the league, all these guys are buying. If you're trying to rebuild, sell your assets. Now, this point of the season is one of the most important for rebuilding teams because of this simply. In the first 4 to 5 weeks, all teams on the bubble will know where they stand. If one of the best teams in the league is 1-4, but they're scoring the most points, it doesn't matter. Unless you have different settings, you are 1-4. So you're probably not going to make the playoffs this year. Thus, if they want to rebuild, if they're smart, the time to do so is now. And when I say rebuild, it doesn't mean a full reset. It can simply be selling 2 older veterans to get some picks or younger players. Retool, rebuild. This is the time of the year when rebuilding teams become great in the following year. Sell off older assets when you know you're not going to make the playoffs and move quickly. By the trade deadline in October, most teams have realized what they are and the market's not quite as dynamic. But how you can beat the market in your league, if you look 4 weeks in and decide, hey, I'm not going to make the playoffs, or it's going to be hard to make the playoffs and my team's getting pretty old, this is when you decide to rebuild. Don't do it in March. Don't do it in April. Please, God, don't do it. These pick values are way too low. Buy said picks in September, and if you have to in October, and then when your time comes in the following season, you can cash in on said picks in April. One final tip for this window, if there's injured players and you know you're not going to compete, or even if you are competing, a great time to buy. Time is relative to everything in your Dynasty League, and if this player can't score points for the next 8 weeks, most teams don't want him. Buy the discount. He's probably going to be just fine. It's football. Everyone gets hurt. Take the risk. Take the discount. Great time to buy and sell if you're in this window in September. For the final chapter of this video, this is when the champ has emerged. The season has ended. Everyone gets post-season clarity. They're finally reflecting on their team, what they have and what they want going forward. This is where you have to be smarter and ahead of the market. If you're smart, like we mentioned before, you identified this back in September, in early October. What is my team? What do I want it to be? I'm buying picks accordingly, or I'm selling off veterans accordingly as well. And if I'm competitive, I'm leaning in, trying to get into the playoffs and win the ship, taking advantage of said market. When you roll into January and February, it's not too late. It's better than March and April. I can tell you that for sure. But let's just put it this way. Every single team in your Dynasty League is going to be looking at themselves in the mirror and saying, what are we? What are we going to be next year? Do I have enough youth? What rookies are on the market? And I can tell you with confidence, 90% of those teams are want to get their team younger and get some rookie players on their roster because A, you need to have some youth on your Dynasty team, and then 2, it's just so much fun. So in this window, I advise if you're on the bubble of being competitive, this is when you make purchases on those veteran players that can take your team to the next step and truly make you a contender for next year. Buy veterans in combine and draft hype. Buy picks in September and October when they seem to be worthless, and buy those young upside players on the back stretch after the draft when the rookie shine has gone away and now they're a second and third year player, but you still believe in them. Buy them for a heavy discount in June and July. Take advantage of the market. This is the calendar and how I recommend you play the game, whether you're a rebuilding team or a competitive team, around the clock. In addition to this calendar, there's 10 things I wish I told myself before I started playing Dynasty Fantasy Football. It's all in the corner video above. I could have avoided so many mistakes if I knew these things. Go check this out. It's going to help you out a lot, I hope. It is simply 10 things I've learned from my failures playing this game at Dynasty Fantasy Football. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more strategy content like this, comment down below. Let me know. I'm happy to make more of it. If you are new to the channel, I'd love to have you around. Consider subscribing. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.